Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1654. It is Monday, or is it? It's that wacky, wild week between Christmas and New Year's where everything's... I think I hit my gum with... I think I stabbed myself with my toothbrush this morning. It's that weird week between Christmas and New Year's where we have no idea what day it is. We're going to, and it's going to be nice to get out of the house and see some friends. We actually went to dinner last night with some friends, so that was nice. And we're going out New Year's Eve down to Iowa, and we're just going to hang out for the day. Come back at night. We'll be home. We'll should be home well before midnight. But I'm a night owl now, so it doesn't matter if I stay up till midnight last night. And I was done. Well, I got done. I think last night was the first eBay live stream that I was finished before Sunday Night Football. Now, it took a lot longer on a per auction basis. I talked a lot just because I was running higher in cards. And I was able to watch the end of the Bears game. What a game. What a game. I wish I would have been able to watch it all, but we had better things to do on eBay Live. So it was a big success. We'll talk about that. Yeah, this is a wild week. This is the week that it's like, it's after Christmas. You don't know what day it is. Oh, well. We can look forward. I got Cubs convention in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks away. I was actually, as the Bears game at the end of the game, as I was watching, I was up next to I was on the counter putting together more Cubs for Kids packs, just feverishly trying to get those out. Good on Cubs now. I picked up quite a bit of Cubs stuff Friday and Saturday from the card shop and the card show. That I'll be, some stuff will go in the showcase, some $5 stuff. And then most of the dollar stuff is stuff that I already have. So I'm looking forward to Cubs convention. I still need to do some test runs. I've got to follow up with a buddy like, hey, where's my signage at? So here we go. What else is going on? We had dinner last night with some friends. We went to Ruth Chris. Had a steak. I haven't had a steak in a while, and I've been like yearning for a steak. So I had a steak and mashed potatoes, and it was nice to get out of the house. Our friends, he's like neurotic, and he was like, and we went early. We went at like 5:30, so we still had like a solid 2 hours to hang out. And it's like 7:15. He's like, "Oh crap, you gotta go." He's like, "You got your live show at 8." And I'm like, "Oh wait, like everything's set up to go, everything's ready. Like as long as we're like out of here by 7:45, because it's literally a 5-minute drive from Ruth Chris to our house." So I'm like, I'm good. So we got out of there. I had a beer instead of dessert. I've ate too much sugar this month, way too much sugar. My body's starting to get used to it. Like when maybe Halloween is when I started. Actually, it was after Halloween. I was pretty good leading up to Halloween. We had the second bag that we didn't use, or the third bag we didn't use, and it laid on the counter for a week. And then my wife ripped into it, and then it was donezo. I'm not going to go out and buy candy or sugar, but if it's in my kitchen, I'm going to eat it. So that was the downhill slide. And ripped into that candy. And then it was on. And then it's like Christmas parties and Christmas cookies, and like I'm just eating all kinds of shit. So like at first it was like I'd eat like 3 little fun-sized pieces of candy, and I could like feel it in my veins. I could feel the sugar. And now it's just like, oh, here's sugar. It does nothing to me. So I need to stop eating sugar. I need to stop eating sugar. I'm about to throw we still have Halloween candy. We still have the big bag, and I'm about to throw it away. Just get it out of my house. So it was a good day. I spent most of the day getting the auctions up for last night's show. It was a little time consuming because I was taking more pictures and I wanted them in the photo box. I didn't want to usually if I'm listing cards, it's like, I'll just take these on the couch and list from the couch, but I wanted like nicer photos for presentation. So I was listing that. I was putting some kids packs together as well. And I was digging through, you see the tote, that's for my buddy, Chris. We did a big deal during the show on Saturday. So I was going through some of that stuff. I had forgotten what all I had purchased over the week. It's like I'm listing the stuff and I wanted it to be like an average of $100 an item. Like, because some stuff fell short of $100, but some stuff was like way above $100. So I just wanted kind of the average of the 40 auctions. I kind of wanted the average price to be around 100, and it ended up being significantly higher, I think, based on the number. What was the final tally? It ended up being about $135 per item. So a pretty good night. I made money. Obviously, I spent more money on that inventory, but when you're spending that kind of money and you're flipping it in a day, it's okay. It's okay. And my margins were great. My margins were really good on last night. I think I only took and even the losses I took, let me see if I can go into, I think I just exited out. Some of the stuff I can't remember what I bought it for because it'd been. The Eddie Murray O-Pee-Chee rookie sold for $86. I can't remember what I paid for that. I think that might have been what I got at the Spectacular. And I probably paid around $100 for that, just spitballing. There's 97 Skybox Metal Universe. Michael Jordan sold for $34.23. I think that's around what I paid. I think I paid $25, maybe $30 for that one. And I got that at the show on Saturday. The Peyton Manning Press Pass PSA 10, that sold for $100. And I think that's around what I paid for it. Let me see. I paid $80 for it. Paid $80 for that. The 66 Tops Mickey Mantle in poor condition sold for $120. Basically, I paid $100 for, let's just call it $100. There were some cards in that lot that sold for less. There were some cards that did sell for more and will sell for more. But just to keep things simple, $100 that sold for $120. The Barry Sanders rookie, I think that one I might have taken a small loss on. I paid $130 for the Barry Sanders PSA 9 score rookie. That sold for $116.11, which was a good deal. That was a good deal. And I got it for a good deal at $130. The Lou Alcindor Topps Trio sold for $42. I paid $30 for that. The Jason Tatum Optic Hollow Prism rated rookie sold for $34. And I think that's about what I might have paid $40 for that. Actually, he gave me a pretty good discount. I probably paid right around $30 to $35 for that. The Kevin Garnett Gold number to 100 patch sold for $53 last night. And I think I paid $40 for that. Well, actually, I think $45 was on the sticker. So I probably paid $35 to $40. The Carlton Fisk rookie SGC 5 sold for $36. And I think that might have also had a $45 sticker. So that's right in line of what I paid for it. The biggest loss I took, I just wanted to find something where I took a loss. The biggest loss I took was on the Dan Marino 1/1 auto, which it was a Leaf auto, but it's a really, really good looking card, I think. It is a sticker auto, but you can't tell. It sold for $102 last night. I paid about $160 for that. So that was the biggest loss I took. I think one of the biggest wins, the Pete Rose autograph on the 85 tops, and it's a great looking card. I think I paid 25 and it sold for 97.76. The Caleb Williams auto, another one that I paid about 120 for that, and it sold for 87. The Barry Sanders patch, I paid about 70. It sold for 65. The Warren Spahn, I paid about 100. That sold for 280. So that was a nice win. Let's see. The Jeter SP rookie, I probably paid like $10 for that. It sold for 86. What else was a big winner? The Gale Sayers rookie, I got that at the auction house. I think I paid 150 or 160. That sold for 195. The Mickey Mantle 55 Bowman, that was part of that lot that I've got a $100 value attached. It sold for 289. The Acuna's auto out of 25, that was another one I took a loss on. I paid, what did I pay for that? About 225. That sold for 170. What did I pay for that Griffey? Can't remember. Let's see. The Kobe rookie and the Wemby rookie, I didn't even realize this when I was lining them up, but I bought those together from my buddy Wally. I think I paid $250 for the pair, and I got $400. $190 for the Kobe, $210 for the Wemby. The Caitlin Clark Prism Ice, I paid $90 for that. It sold for $135. The Brady PSA 10, I think I paid Brady PSA 10. I paid $215. It sold for $400. The Jackie 53 tops went for $640 last night, and I got that at Dave and Adams. I think I paid $575 for that. I have the receipt somewhere. I thought I still had it on me. I'm sure I filed it away, but I think I paid $575 for that. So that was last night's eBay Live. It was a big success. I was nervous because I didn't put much promotion into it. I did a newsletter blast during the day yesterday. I posted on Instagram, Twitter. I don't know if I did Facebook. I had the items lined up, so I know that drew in some people because I had people in the chat saying I'm here for the Bliss auto, so I know they saw it from. They likely saw it from the just the search. But most of that stuff, 30 of the 40 cards, I didn't list until yesterday, so that was a disservice to myself. I think if I would have given myself a longer runway and had those listed for 5 to 6 days instead of 8 hours, I would have done better, especially on some of those cards that undersold comps. So, but all in all, I did pretty well on the night, and I mean, most of that stuff was bought on Saturday and flipped on Sunday night. So that's a quick flip on, and that's what I like to see. And in building, I don't know how many followers I gained, but I probably gained, just spitballing here, 50 to 100 new followers. And I had 80 to 120 concurrent viewers almost the entire night. It may have dipped down towards the end. It was dipping down closer to the 80 mark. In the middle, it was around 120, I think, is where we peaked. I don't know if I have those stats. I had 1,400 viewers total, and it was a 2-hour show. So I was very happy. I will do it. It's probably not going to be a weekly thing. I don't know if I can source, 4,000, 40 divided 40. Yeah, 4,000. I don't know if I can source $4,000 in inventory every week. Just where I'm at and schedule wise, I could. The problem I would run into, I don't want to go to a show every week. And shops, if I go to a shop, if I spend 4,000 on 40 cards, I'm probably making bad purchases. So I want to make good purchases where it's like, okay, because I could go to a shop and buy $4,000 worth of stuff, but there's going to be some stuff that I know I'm going to lose money on, and it's just not going to be an attraction. So I need something that's going to be an attraction. And am I going to take risks? Yes, absolutely. I knew that Jackie Robinson would have slim margin. Like, I probably wasn't going to make much, if anything, and would likely lose money. I thought I was going to lose money on the Gretzky, even though I got it less than comps, because I was going to run that on an eBay live auction. I'm like, this might only go for $500 or $600. I paid $650 for it, or $635, whatever the number was. And it ended up selling outright from my buy it now for much higher. And it was like just basically a museum price, and somebody bought it. I'm like, okay, awesome. So I will do more of these. It's probably maybe every other week, maybe every 2 weeks, just to give me, a solid 2 weeks. I'll probably have to peruse, do more online buying just to find some deals. So that's kind of fun. I mean, buying cards is fun. And just to have them and flip, like that's very enjoyable for me. Like, that's a hobby to me. And yes, it's my business, and a hobby can't be a business. Well, you can enjoy, maybe it's not by law a hobby, but it's enjoyable for me, and I have fun doing it. And that's sounds like a hobby, but it's not by law. Let's go to the chat. What's going on? Good morning. Happy Monday. John, that 70s card show is in the house. I'm completely lost. Even the Juice calendar is misleading me. What year is it? I don't know. It is December 29th. Wolfies, what's going on? Happy holidays. Won some bangers under comps before the overpayers came into the room last night. Thank you for the deals. You are welcome. Yeah, there was some stuff last night that went for not surprisingly, because it's a live auction and you never know, especially when you're doing dollar starts. It's like, screw it. I could have started the bids at 70. I could have went through and looked at comps and, okay, we're going to start things at 70% of comps. Fuck that. Dollar starts, go big or go home. So that's what we do. Wolfie gets some good deals. Other people get good deals. And then we got some above comp prices to even it all out. And that's why it's so important to buy low and get good deals on the buy side. Merle, good morning. East Coast Tom of the house, Iowa. What's in Iowa? Friends are in Iowa. Nothing else but friends. That's all that's in Iowa. Donnie, what's going on? Good morning. Tracy's in the house. Good morning. Can we get an update on current Packers draft position? Oh. And I think is it now I didn't go through to see what the seeding is now for the playoffs. I think we're locked because the Packers are locked into the 7 seed. Are the Bears locked into the 2 seed? Or I think they have the 2 seed right now. And no, since the 49ers beat them, I think the Seahawks have the 1, the 49ers have the 2. Well, I think the Bears are locked into the 3 seed with that loss to the 49ers, because the 49ers and Seahawks play this coming week. So if the Seahawks beat the 49ers, it's 1-2, Seahawks 1, 49ers 2, Bears 3, since the 49ers beat the Bears. If the 49ers beat the Seahawks, I think then it goes to 49ers are the 1 seed. Seahawks are the 2 seed, Bears are the 3 seed. I think that's how it works out. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's look at, we got to look at scores. Oh, no, let's look at, come on now, NFL. There was a playoff bracket a while back. Oh, here it is. All right, playoff picture. So right now the NFC, the Bears do have the 2 seed right now. The 49ers have the 5 seed? Oh, because the Eagles are the 3. Interesting. So the Seahawks are the 1 seed right now. The Bears are the 2 seed. So it's Bears-Packers right now. If the season were to end right now, Bears-Packers, 2 versus 7. Eagles have the 3 seed to meet the Rams, the 6 seed. That's a danger. 3-6 Rams, Eagles. Panthers are the 4 seed, and the 49ers are the 5 seed. Wow. See, the Panthers could have helped us yesterday by beating the Seahawks. So what are the 49ers on record? So the Bears are 11-5. The 49ers. Wait. Why are the Bears the 2 seed and the 49ers the 3 seed? The 49ers are 12-4. All right. Maybe I'm a moron and I don't understand the playoff seeding. All right. John says, and I love the Ruth Chris shoestring fries. I don't think any of us got the fries. I got the mashed taters. Mm-hmm. Gem City, good morning. Donnie says the weather in West Central Illinois sucks. Of course it does. I was in Springfield Sunday, 60 degrees, then drove home an hour and 20 minutes, and the temp went to 30. Yeah, we had like a blizzard last night. We didn't get much snow, but it's just like we got like 40, 50 mile an hour winds, so it's blowing the snow. Todd, good morning. Jody's in the house. Looks like you had a good night last night. We had a really good night. Really good night. I was happy. A couple things, just like every auction. Every auction, you're gonna meet expectations on probably most of it. You're gonna be underwhelmed on some of it, and you're gonna be overwhelmed on some of it. And so that's where I was at. I was surprised that the Jackie went to 640 because I had an offer on buy it now at 650 that I declined. And I'm like, I'm gonna lose. I don't even know if I'm gonna get 600 for this. Hopefully I get 500. That was my thought. And it went for 640. So I was very happy with that. The Brady going for 400. I was ecstatic about that. The Rose going for almost 100. That was an awesome flip. And then there was some, like the Barry Sanders, I thought would do better. I thought the Caitlin Clark would do a little better. I thought it would hit 150. It went for 135. So that's, not much of a difference. But overall, it was a solid night. Andy says, hello from Germany. I'm driving in the Alps right now. Wow. Hello, Germany. John says, when you bought those cards is more important than what you paid for them. Also depends on your customer's scheduled payday. Everything bought and paid for. John says, were your customers weekly or bi-weekly paid? Are they employees or independent contractors? I wish I were with Andy. With Andy texting, me in the Alps, and Jesus' hand on the wheel, there is nothing we can't accomplish. Wemby getting more for a Kobe, the world we live in is FUBAR. Well, to be fair, that was a PSA 10 Wemby. It was a PSA 9 Kobe. And I think the pop on both of those is really high, which is kind of surprising. I bet the pop on that Wemby. Let's look that up. I am now curious on the pop reports on those two cards. PSA pop. I always have to Google it because I don't know how to find it on the website. All right. So what was that? 2023 Prism Wembenyama. All right. I'm going to open up another window. Then we want to look up 1996 tops. Kobe. All right, so what the hell? Why did it bring up 2012 Prism? All right. Oh, player search. All right. Wembenyama, here we go. No, Wembenyama. I spelled it correct. Panini Prism. There's got to be a better way to search this. All right, 2000. What the fuck? Getting a lot of Victor Oladipos. Am I getting only Victor Oladipo? I only got Victor. Okay, well, fuck it. I can't figure out the PSA pop report either. So moving on. East Coast Tom says, went to Janesville yesterday. The new Woodman Center location was packed mostly all day. Excellent. Yeah, I saw a picture and it looked popping. Very cool. So when is the next Big Earns Top 40? The Big Earn Top 40. Catching up. What's going on, Mark? You got crazy money for the 51 Barra. Oh yeah. What did the Barra go for? And I knew I've ran a Yogi Berra before. It sold for 112. Man, I think I only paid like 40 for that. It was a first-time dealer at my show. I also got the spawn. So I did really well on Saturday from that dealer because I think I got the spawn for 100. I think the Barra was around 40. What else did I think I got both the 54 Bowmans from him as well. I ran 3 54 Bowmans last night. The Mays I got at auction. The Duke Snyder and the Eddie Matthews. The Duke Snyder only went for 42, but it was also miscut. I think I paid maybe 30 for that one. The Eddie Matthews, I think I paid 40. That went for 68. So yeah, I did pretty well from that vendor. Let's see. It's okay to break even on Big Jackie to blow the crowd in it. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely drew in a much bigger crowd. And that was kind of I need to bring in a different, it's great having the same people, but when people spend a lot of money and they come back and back and back, the money runs out eventually. And so you've got to bring in, you got to cold call new clients. So this was my way of avoiding a cold call and run different stuff that brings in different people, kind of like the wrestling. I like I'm wearing a wrestling hoodie right now. I enjoy the wrestling cards. I stopped enjoying it as much when I was running it every week. But I'll try to run some more stuff, and it's hard. The wrestling crowd is it can be difficult because everybody wants autos, but it's hard to get comps and it's hard to get deals on wrestling autos. It's easy to go get a bulk deal on sports cards. It's difficult to get a bulk deal on, and I'm talking about higher end, to me, higher end stuff, $100, $50, $40, whatever. It's difficult to get those at a discount, basically. Let's see. Wolfie says, I got the Jordan, Caleb, and Luckman. Nice mix, old to new, great deals. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, the Caleb I thought that would go, the Caleb market, I shouldn't have thought that because even on my regular stuff, the Caleb market is just down for some reason. Caleb is only, so he threw for, Caleb Williams last night, threw for 330 yards. And he is now only 270 yards away from 4,000 yards passing this season with one game remaining. And the Bears have never had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards in a season. Caleb is only, I think now 120 yards away from becoming the all-time single-season passing leader for the Bears, now in his second year. I think his career passing yards, he's not even through his second year. He's already like 8th on the list on career passing yards. So Caleb is him. I love Caleb Williams. And I think he's a good, I hate saying the I word, but I feel like instead of buying Caleb to sell them, I may buy them to hold them because I think he's undervalued right now. That 70s Card Show says, some people's hobby is the hobby. My hobby is collecting. Dat Dude from Duryea says, create some networking outside of your local area. John says, Eagles, 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 Eagles. Max says, we don't have a first rounder in 2026 currently, dumbass. LOL. Eagles get the 2 with a Bear loss. Eagle win. Go Bears. Low Roller says, hey, Low Roller is back with us. You have give ID every website due to age verification. I wouldn't be able to watch YouTube unless I give my ID. Well, there you go. That sucks. That's right. You dumped your draft capital into a run-of-the-mill, one-dimensional defensive end who held out and is now on IR. Wah, wah. John says, Bo, save face and study some of this NFL shit offline. It's complicated. Get a spreadsheet going. You think the Vikings would like Darnold back? Would probably be better than the current situation in Minnesota. Spam Likely says, division winners get 1 through 4 seeds. That makes sense. That makes sense. Low Roller says, I hate these age verification stuff. It protects kids. That's a BS. It only control what you do online. Divisional winner gets top seeds. Max says, I'll take that deal every day. Injuries happen. It sucks, but Parsons is the best at his position in the league. Get the fuck out of here. Max says, rich Vikings fans would still say no. Saber Geek says, we went from 80 degrees yesterday to 30 degrees this morning. Are you giving your ID every website to verify age? I do not. No, I do not have to do that. Mark says 105. It had a chunk missing. Yeah, on the back. Low Roller says, do you see more One Piece vendors in your Pokemon show? Pokemon markets are crashing, One Piece surging. So, yeah, One Piece is surging. We were talking about that at dinner Saturday night. And, yeah, One Piece is surging. It was a hot topic yesterday or Saturday. Mark says, that's also card number 1. So please tell the crowd it's the first card in the set. Low Roller says you should expand your business in card show by adding coin collectibles. No, I don't want to do that. Merle says Vikings could have paid for Darnold, but then they wouldn't have had the free agency money to help fill hole on the offensive and defensive lines. Timing the wrestling fans' incarceration cycle is also difficult to time. Max says sad. John says Bears single season passing yards mark is almost as epic as the Rockies single season victory leader. Sunflower, good morning. I enjoyed picking up one souvenir from the top 40 show. I believe the Tatum card I bought might have been number 40 in the price rankings. Yeah, it might have been. Oh, wait. No, I think the Giannis might have been the lowest sale. There were, I think, 4 cards in the 30s. Let's see. I think Giannis took the lowest sale price. Yes. So the lowest sale price was the Giannis rookie at $32. Then the Tatum. So it came in at $39. The Tatum was $34, and then coming in at $38 was the Michael Jordan Skybox Metal Universe. That went for $34.23. And then the Fisk rookie went for $36. And then I think the Duke Snyder 54 Bowman went for $42. John says, thank God the conservatives are in charge so we can verify our ages to the North Koreans. Hell of a mailing list Kim Jong-un has. Hope Fanatics buys him out. Cooter, good morning. Didn't even get to the feeding frenzy on the Spawn. Yeah, that was, I had a feeling there was a lot of watchers on that. I had some messages on eBay. It was a beautiful card. Pokemon not really crashing though. Bitcoin down 18% from 6 months ago. Please advise. Does Big Earn chew on the cards in the top 40? He does not. No, the top 40 cards stay. He gets the bottom 40. He gets the Twins cards. Low Roller says to Max, Pokemon cards sitting in shelves. No one buying it. Even scalpers aren't buying it. Advised selling Bitcoin 6 months ago. Headed for an oil change. Watch rest later. Low Roller says, great time to buy Bitcoin now. So with last night's sale, my year-over-year growth as we close out 2025. I'm not going to have much. I'm only going to have, I think, one more auction before the end of the year. I'll do a live tomorrow night. I might double dip tomorrow, depending. I don't have as many items to ship since last night's auction was only 40. And I did do some shipping on. Oh, I guess I didn't do any shipping over the weekend. Saturday, obviously, I did not. Sunday, I didn't do any shipping. So it was Friday, I did a bunch of shipping. But I still have shipping to do. Year-over-year growth, I'm at 313.1% year-over-year growth on the net sales. My quantity sales has gone down just a little bit to 14. I'm up 14.5%. My average sales price is growing as well, and I want to continue to grow that. So I'm still putting together. I have a number in mind that I want to hit on eBay next year. It's going to be difficult. It's definitely well within reach if I can replicate what I've done this month. Let's see. Thought I had done more. Close. So yeah, so there's two numbers. So there's basically a goal that I can hit, and then there's a stretch goal that I would have to do better than this month. Though this month I think with last night's sales, this month is my best month ever on eBay, which is no surprise with the eBay live stuff. So there you go. What now? Let me see. All right, I want to do this year. So this is going to be, all right, I want to see what my average price is multiplied by volume. See where that gets me. Oh, because that's got 6 months worth of buy it now items. So, all right. So basically based on my eBay live, I'm well within reach of a couple of goals. Where are we at? Merle says Twins catching a stray from Wisconsin. Absolutely. How much snow did we get? We got not much. I can't really dusting, maybe an inch. But it's blowing. The worst of it's the blowing. We didn't get much snow, but it's just very, very windy. John says, I don't have the money to buy Bitcoin right now because LRS advised us to buy at 110K. Please re-advise. You heard the new Honus Wagner found this month. I did. It was actually found, I think, in June. But I watched King of Collectibles on Netflix. Tune in. Great show. Cooter says, pallets of cards at Sam's. Everyone opening card shops and new people who only chase the hits jumping in. Gee, what happened the last time we saw this? Wah, wah. Low Roller says Bitcoin will hit 1 to 5 million in the future, even if you get Bitcoin at 110,000. Advise suing your financial planner that you listen to on a YouTube chat. Cooter says, have you ordered your carts yet? I have not. 6 inches in the Twin Cities. Don't buy Bitcoin until October 2026 if you want to catch the lowest price. My prediction, 30 to 40K by October 2026. Ride that roller coaster. All right, so that's what I had for today. It's time to go ship my ass off. All right, so my next eBay Live, I may do a Tuesday afternoon. What do I have volume-wise to ship today? That's not the screen I need. $435. Okay, so I can probably hammer that out today. So 435 orders to ship out. We'll get that out today. So I may do a double dip. If not, if I have some stragglers in the morning, I can probably squeeze in a doubleheader just to get those last. I got a ton of stuff. So I've got a ton of stuff to sell. And I'm not going live tonight. I'm not going live Wednesday night. I will do a New Year's Day show. It'll probably be New Year's night. But since I'm not doing a New Year's Eve show, I might do a New Year's Day. Maybe we'll do a doubleheader on New Year's just to kick off to 2026 to try to hammer out the to get to that goal, baby. So I also need to monitor my expenses pretty close because with the numbers I want to hit on the sales side, I don't want to spend, say it's $1 million. I don't want my goal of $1 million and spend 950,000, right? So that's I want to keep my expenses to a certain number to reach that goal. So I want to hit those margins, which are more important. Orlando's in the house. What's going on? Good morning. John says later in day on 1 as I need to kill time on the plane. All right, I can do that. All right, have a good day. Like and subscribe. Tune in. I'll probably go live tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, and again tomorrow night. I've got plenty of inventory to do it. I don't know We'll see. I may or may not go to the show in Oak Creek on Saturday. It depends how much stuff I get through this week. I say always be buying, and now that's truer than ever. And now it's definitely a weekly thing where I've got to be sourcing from multiple areas, which is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I know some people don't like that part of it. I love that part of it. So I may end up going to the Oak Creek Card Show on Saturday. We shall see. It just depends on what I get through here this week on some stuff. And I probably will do another top 40 show. I've held back. I've got some mantles left. I've got a couple Clementes still. I've got another Jordan slab. I've got another Kobe rookie. I do have the Hogan auto. I have the Bo Jackson auto. I have the USFL set. I've got a 66 mantle and a 4. So, and I'll probably, if I do a top, what I might end up doing is I might do, instead of a top 40, I may do like a top 50 or maybe even a top 75, and we'll kind of bring that price point down so we don't have just $100 and up items. Now, last night there were some, $30, $40 stuff. And so it'll probably be maybe half and half. Maybe half the show is going to be $100 and up. The other half is going to be in that $30 to $60 price range or $30 to $80 price range. So just depending on what I can get sourced. And I think if I do that, I'm a little more comfortable doing a weekly because I can get good deals on the under $100. It's the over $100 stuff that's really hard to source at a price point I'm comfortable with. If I take a loss, I'm okay with it. I just don't want to spend $300, $400 and it sells for $120. And that can happen when you start getting into those price ranges. So there you go. Cooter says, I vote for top 84.7. There you go. Merle says, been buying lots of supplies this week. A reminder to get discounted eBay supplies now. And thank you for the reminder. And I think I did. I bought large bubble mailers with my most recent coupon. And we'll see. I'll probably use my coupon at the start of the first quarter and use boxes. I bought a few cases of boxes, but I need a different size box. I need a larger box. So I may just piss away that coupon on larger boxes. All right. That's what I had for today. Have a great one. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.